Hi everyone, ETL here, and I'm here with another lean and green meal. And today I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try spaghetti squash as part of a spaghetti recipe. So that's what we're gonna try today. We'll see how good it is. And so I know it's on the lean and green plan, so it has to be good. All right, so just to get us started off, I'm gonna go ahead and put our squash into the microwave and let it cook for 6 to 7 minutes. And then when it gets done, I'll drain it or whatever needs to be done. Probably put a little bit of olive oil on it and then combine everything else. So I'm gonna turn my pan on here, and I threw the last ground turkey at you, so I had to go run to the store and get some more ground turkey. So promise not to do that tonight. And I'm just gonna use some Mrs. Dash flavoring for a little bit of seasoning. I've got to season everything up so it's really nice, because you can almost eat anything if it's got good seasoning. So even fried pickles, they have to have the right seasoning for them to be really good. So not everything is good fried, but if you got the right seasonings, everything is good. So I do have some Rouse homemade marinara. This is spicy, so I got a little bit of sour cream and I got a little bit of cheese to go with it to kind of take down that spiciness a little bit. Even though I love my green chilies and I love my green chili sauce and all of that stuff, I still like it to be a little on the mild side, not on the spicy side. So let this start heating up. Table blend, onion, black pepper, yeah, bay leaves, oregano. This should do it. That sounds good for spaghetti mixture. All right. So while this is doing its thing, I'm just gonna put that over there. A little bit of Eagle news. M15 and Harriet have their little eaglets and they're doing fine. I'll post a picture of them in the video. Gabrielle and Samson are doing fine. Those were the ones that I checked on today. The other Nest camera that I found last week, the eaglet was huge. It was in the teenage years. And unfortunately, something happened to that one, and so it passed away overnight. So bald eagle season has not come out to a very good start this year. So hopefully it gets a little bit better. I can see that this is trying to stick a little bit to my pan. I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil, just a tad. And again, remember my spout's not like a typical spout. It's a shot glass spout, so it's regulated to only do a certain amount at a certain time. So always know when I have a shot of olive oil because it stops pouring. So yeah, so that's how I know how my olive oil goes. So anyways, it's been a good day so far. To watching a little TV, watching Star Wars reruns. Well, not reruns, but, you know, marathon. When they're movies, they're marathons. If they're TV shows, they're reruns. Go figure. So yeah, just kind of incorporating all that together. Like I said, I could probably even put a lid on this and let it go for a minute or two. The side today is going to be just the salad mixture. That's just going to be the side, and I'll use a little bit of dressing as my second oil for that. So yeah, eagle season is not coming along as way that we think it should. So we're just gonna have to hope that we get a fully juvenile fledgling here this year. So I'm sure on other nests that started back in November or December, they may have one by now that's pretty close to fledging. The one that was in Florida that I saw that passed away, that one looked like they were gonna be on their way to winger sizing in the next couple of weeks, and then maybe fledging in the next month or so. So it's hard when they're that close. It's hard anyways, but when they're little and they're just born, then it's hard. But when they've gone a month or two and then pass away, it's even harder, because we know that they only have a survival rate of 50% after reaching juvenile to being an adult. There's only a 50% chance of survival. And so even though there may be quite a few in the area of Florida and Alaska, that survival rate is still 50%. All right, so the microwave is stopped and I'm behind the mic cooking. This didn't go as fast as I thought it would, but it's browning up really nice. So keep that going. Now I'm going to take my bag out of the microwave very carefully because it's hot, and I'm going to let that sit there for a minute, maybe cool off, because like I said, I'm going to reheat it again when I mix it, when I put it in the pan. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on there to coat. I see Cleopatra, you can see her tail right there. She's trying to get underneath my pantry door right there. And so she's sprawled out, trying to get underneath there. So I was all like, what is this thing behind me? It's just Cleopatra doing cat things. Huh, Lucy? All right, so again, just getting this to be cooked and seasoned. So just trying to get it all munched up. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Well, there is, I guess, other news. Not sure what that might be. Like I said, I've been watching the Star Wars marathon, so not a lot of news on the weekend. Unless Twitter blows up, or YouTube, or one of my social medias blows up, like it did with Bernie. There you go, Bernie's news. Bernie's everywhere. Tell you what, when you become in your 80s, 70s and 80s, you don't care about style unless, you know, this is your one outing of the day or your one skiing event, you really don't care about it. So I'm not a Bernie supporter at all, but I love how he's very honest, he's very frank, and he is what he is. I mean, he's a liberal, and he's not gonna back down from that. So, you know, I'm all for people being who they are. So, like I said, I wouldn't vote for Bernie, but I love his gusto. I love his mantra, be who you are, because that's how we all should be. And so, kudos to Bernie and being him, because he's been him, you know, all the way, you know, obviously his whole life, but he hasn't changed on any of his stances or any of his politics. He's kind of stayed true to it all throughout his career. So kudos to that. I think that's why he keeps getting elected, because he's true blue. So yeah, we've had Bernie as a Tribble on Star Trek. I haven't seen any Star Wars memes of him next to Darth Vader or anything. Or Luke or Leia, Princess Leia. But I'm sure they're out there. I've seen probably the worst Bernie meme I've seen is the one where he's been eaten by a snake. That one went a little bit too far. That one, not my favorite. Bernie in Sheldon's spot is my favorite, of course, because I'm a big Bang Theory person. Leonard, he took my spot. So, yeah, loving that. Loving Bernie in other places. Let's see, he's directing traffic. He's doing all sorts of things. There's so many, I can't even think of them all. He's on the moon. He's directing traffic. Let's see. He's at baseball games, football games, I'm sure hockey games. I mean, poor dude is everywhere. So, it's hilarious. It really is funny. But like I said, I'm not a Bernie person. I've never been a Bernie person, but I do respect the man for being who he is and not hiding his politics from people. I do respect that. And so, I can disagree with someone and still respect them at the same time. So, family is probably the biggest way to be able to do that. If you have family members who you don't agree with, but you like spending time with them, then there you go. You respect them enough to maybe not talk about politics. So, you know, that's what we do. We respect somebody's personal opinion, and we don't judge them on it. All right. So this looks pretty good. It's all browned up pretty good. I might brown it a little bit more just to get a little bit more of a, you can see right now how light brown it is. I might just brown it up just a little bit more. But as far as being cooked, it's cooked. So that's what I mean by browning more. It's basically cooked. It's just needing a little more brownness to it. So, and then I'm gonna let it drain over here. I am going to do an edit in the video for the, so I can drain the spaghetti, and then, and I can measure the turkey meat without, you know, throwing it at you guys. So That's my plan anyways. So I'm just going to get this all nice and brown, which it looks like it's doing. You can hear it sizzling. See, to me, if something ain't sizzling, it better be soup or it better be a casserole. But if I'm making meat dishes, it better be sizzling, because that's how I know it's going to be good and it's cooked. Alright, so I'm just going to take this over and spoon it onto my towel, my paper plate. Alright. And then I'll be back. Alright, so I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil in my pan. And this didn't really spiral like I thought it was going to be, like spaghetti would, but you know, first time for everything, right? So I'm just letting it kind of get that olive oil in there and let some of that water evaporate. It is definitely still full of water, which I don't want. But this is definitely not turning out the way I thought it would first try. So I am going to add a little bit more water because it is sticking to the pan. And maybe I am going to add a little bit more water too. Maybe that'll help. Because I'm not really re-cooking it. I'm just trying to make it so that it has consistency. Alright, so if nothing else, I know my turkey meat's good and my sauce is going to be good. This may not be very good, but we're going to try it because, you know, that's how cauliflower rice became one of my favorites. You don't know unless you try it, so that's what we're going to do. And again, normally I eat spaghetti out of a bowl, but it's not normal spaghetti. So we're going to do not normal bowl. Alright. So I only need about 6 ounces of this. And that right there is about 6. Actually, I could probably do, let's see, what is that? This will be a total of 8. And count for another veggie. So that's a total of 8 right there. Turn off my burner. And I'm going to move this over here. Bring my turkey back. Alright. So I'm just going to put this that I just cooked right here. And again, I'm going to take about 6 ounces of the hamburger meat. Just weigh that out. And I keep saying hamburger meat because My brain really wants it to be hamburger meat, but it's turkey. But it's really good. So I don't like turkey, but I like this. So go figure. All right, so there's 6 ounces of hamburger meat right there. And this is definitely not gonna look. All right, and then I have a 1/2 cup of my sauce that I'm gonna put over. All right, so I think I've done a mistake somewhere, but this is gonna be my version of spaghetti night. We'll see if it's gonna be my new favorite or if it's gonna be an epic fail. So stay tuned. All right, be good to one another, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.